Hi, Alison.
Hi, Maxim. Hi. Nice to be together again.
Yeah.
Right, today is the hat day. We have a
Okay.
hat here with questions in about things we could not live without. It's a double negative, so things we have to have in our lives.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to pick one out?
Let's try. Could you live without wearing shoes for an entire summer?
I could not. I could not, because I'm a gardener and I go down to my allotment and it's muddy and wet and there are stones, and I couldn't garden if I didn't have shoes. I like shoes a lot. They protect my feet and I'm very fond of my feet and I like to look after them. So I couldn't, in the summer, when I was younger, I used to walk barefoot in the house and in my own garden on paths and things. And if I'm at the seaside, if I get to a beach, I take my shoes and socks off straight away. I like to paddle and walk on the beach. But I'm not very good with stones and sharp things.
Yeah.
No.
I think like to live without wearing your shoes, you need to be prepared for this. I know maybe like in the past some people did it deliberately.
Yes.
Because it's like good for your health.
Yes.
But now I think me and most of the people really...
And most people.
Most people had shoes all their lives, and now
have had shoes all their lives.
Have had shoes all their lives, and now their feet just not prepared.
Their feet are soft.
Are soft, yeah, their feet are soft.
My feet are soft. Yes, but I remember in the 70s and 80s, the days of the hippies, quite a lot of people went round with bare feet all the time in the towns, wherever. And it was a hippie thing to do, to go around with bare feet. I never did it. No, but
That's interesting.
And perhaps at festivals, maybe people have bare feet at festivals, because if you go with bare feet for a while, your feet harden. They get harder and tougher, and they can withstand painful things underneath. But I'm not going down that route. No, I love my shoes.
Okay, your turn.
Right. Could you, Maxim, live without spending money for a whole weekend?
Easily.
And now let's talk about, this is money online as well as cash. Perhaps you don't spend cash.
I could not spend money at all easily. You know when Katrina went to England after the war started, and I was in Ukraine.
Came to England.
Came to England and I was in Ukraine.
Yes.
So I was alone.
Yes.
And I think I lived like months. Months.
Yes.
With spending money at all.
Without spending money at all.
Without spending money at all. So I had a food at my job.
I had food at my job. Yes.
I had food at my job.
Yes.
Most of the time, from morning to night, I was at work.
At work, yes.
I was at work and came home just to sleep, and that's all. I didn't need money at all. So for me, it's easily to live without spending.
It's easy to live without spending.
Yeah, I'm not the
What
person.
happened at the weekends when there was no work?
For example, I could go to visit my parents just by my feet.
On foot.
On foot.
Not just, but on foot means you walked there on foot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you repeat? I could visit my parents
on foot.
On foot.
Yes.
Yeah. And for example, even when I went to work,
yes,
I always went to the bus stop
Yes.
on foot.
By foot. Yeah, I went on foot to the bus stop.
On
yes.
foot to the bus stop, and then from the bus stop it was work delivery.
It was a work bus
It was a work bus, so
that picked you up.
yeah, I didn't need to pay money for it. So no spendings at all.
No spending. No spending. Not plural. No S on the end. No spending at all.
No spending at all.
Ah. Well, how strange. Because I spend money quite a lot. I don't spend a lot of money, but lots of small sums, because I go to the local shop. I don't have a car. There's a small supermarket in the village where we live, and I go with my plastic card and shop there.
Yeah.
I go into town occasionally and buy things. I don't buy much online. And then I go to a cafe in the village sometimes for lunch with friends, and often I spend cash, coins and notes, the old-fashioned way of spending money. So I spend lots and lots of little sums. I don't often buy big things. And I like saving money. I like being economical, and I like treading lightly on the earth. I don't like being a big consumer. I'm not interested in buying things, then get tired of it and get rid of it. I like some of my clothes I've had for years and years. I wear some clothes that were my mother's. So if they're good, I like to keep them and mend them and look after things.
Yeah.
So I'm not somebody... I don't really like this throwaway society where people buy things and then they get tired of them and they chuck them.
Yeah.
Do you know the word chuck?
Completely agree.
Do you
No,
know chuck?
chuck is something
Means
new.
to throw something.
Ah.
So I chucked it in the bin.
Huh.
Chuck. Yes, that's yeah.
Never heard
I haven't
before.
heard that one. Yeah, so I'm not a big gift to capitalist society.
Yeah. I probably the same. I spend money, but I prefer to collect some amount of money and then, for example, spend this money to go to some big travel or
to go traveling.
yeah,
Yes.
to go traveling.
Yes.
Yeah, for something big and memorable.
Yes.
Not just small things that you forget next day.
Yes. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
Okay, my turn.
Okay. Ooh.
Could you live without coffee or tea for the rest of your life?
Yes. No problem. I love the smell of coffee, but I don't like to drink it because it makes my brain go a bit speedy, going too fast. And I drink herb teas. I don't drink ordinary English tea, black tea. I don't like the taste of it. But shall I tell you a story about coffee? A long time ago, when my first child was 2, my husband and I and his 2 children from his first marriage and our child went in a van to Europe for 2 months in the summer.
Okay, when it's like a car that you can live.
We took tents, so we didn't actually sleep in the van, but it had more seats, a lot of room at the back.
Yeah.
So we went overland. So we took the ferry and we went across France and down Italy, and we went to Greece, and we camped everywhere. And we ended up at the coast, and it was beautiful, and it was no tourism at all. And we made a little camp with our tents near the sea, and there was a field nearby where there was a standpipe. Do you know what a standpipe? It's a pipe like this where you can put a hose and get water out. There was a tap.
I'm not sure that I catch.
So the farmer's field had a water supply that came in on a, you see, and then you turn the tap.
Yeah.
So in the evening, I would one of us would go with a big plastic container and fill it with water and bring it back to our tents, okay? And while we were there, some women came down from the villages where inland, where it was very hot in Greece, to the seaside where it was cooler.
Yeah.
And they came with tents, they came with chickens. They came with chickens because they were going to eat them. So as the days passed, there was one less chicken, because they brought everything with them, to vegetables and fruits and everything. And in the evenings when they arrived, they would take me and say, come, it's time to fetch the water. And we go together up into the fields and fill the water things and bring them back. It was very primitive living. There's no campsite. We were just camping wild.
Yeah.
You know, so... but I remember one of these women invited me into her tent to give me some coffee. And she gave me a tiny little cup of coffee. And it was so strong, you could have stood the spoon up in it. And I had this coffee with her, to be polite, of course, to be polite. I had this coffee. And when I went back, I was so all over the place. I was all over the place. Do you know that expression? So I was speedy and I couldn't concentrate and trying to put the children to bed. You know, I was just, the coffee was so strong. So I never went back, and I haven't really had coffee since. Sometimes I have decaffeinated coffee, but I've never forgotten that, you know, and trying to put the children to bed when I was, you know.
But it was just a normal coffee, but very strong.
Very strong. Yes, very strong. That's
because
how they
I suppose maybe she added some drugs.
I don't think so. Not drugs at that time. This was in the 80s, in the 1980s. It's a long time ago. Hippie days. Oh. So that's my story about coffee and tea. What about you? Could you live without coffee or tea for the rest of your life, Maxim?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Because before I met my wife, I had never drunk tea or coffee. I just drank water.
Right.
And for me, it was completely fine.
Yes.
And then I met my wife, and she is drinking tea.
She was drinking.
And she was drinking tea like 10 times a day.
Right. Yes.
And because I'm with her,
because I was with her.
I was with her. I started doing it because of a company, or how to say it.
I started doing the same with her.
Yeah, I started doing the same with her.
Yes.
And now, of course, I drink a lot of tea as well.
Yes.
But I remember that it's not something important for me and something that I couldn't live without.
No.
So I think I could easily switch it back and live without as I did it before.
Yes. They're stimulants, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're stimulants. But I think you also get caffeine in chocolate, don't you?
Probably.
I think there's caffeine in chocolate. I'm very fond of chocolate. Okay.
My turn. Your turn. I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Could you live without the internet if you still had access to books and TV?
Well, that's how that was my norm. You know the word norm? It's short for normal. That was my normal. That was what was normal, because for many years there was no internet. So there was books and TV and the cinema and the radio.
Yeah.
So I suppose I would go back to that. It's hard to imagine, isn't it now, how so much of our lives have speeded up travel, you know, being able to book tickets and find out when train times are, when films are on, and reading about a book before I even read the book. I read about the author perhaps. My life is so enriched by the internet that I could do it, but I would miss it. But I could do it. Yeah, I don't do. A lot of people do online shopping. They don't go to the shops. They have everything delivered. I don't do that, and I don't like that. I like to go to the shops. So, for some people, that would be very difficult because even their food comes in through the internet. But for me, that's not a problem. But what about you?
I think this question, like if you still had access to books and internet and TV, it means internet here it's like entertaining. Entertainment, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, if we add to this list games, computer games,
yes,
I could live without the internet easily, because I remember some time before when it was no internet.
There was no internet.
There was no internet, but we still had computer games. We could gather together with the friends, went to the computer club and use a network to sit together and play something. And it was really happy time.
Now you made an error in the middle of that sentence. You said we could something or other, and then went. It should have been and we could go, because you still had the we could and there's the verb following. I didn't pick it up in the middle, but yes, that's good.
Yeah, but just books and TV can't replace internet for me.
No. You watch a lot of films, don't you? I think some films.
Yeah, but yeah.
No. Okay, let's do this one. Could you live without speaking for a whole week?
Easily.
You could.
Easily. I am introvert.
I'm an introvert.
I'm an introvert. So for me, it's not something that I should have in my life to feel well or
that
good.
I have to have in my life.
That I have to have in my life. For me, be silent, it's quite normal. And most of the time, I could be tired from speaking.
I could be tired from talking a lot.
From talking a lot.
Yes.
For me, it's more natural to be silent for a long time.
Right.
So 1 week, it's lasting for me easily.
Well, what I'm thinking about is I'm about to have a holiday with my youngest grandchildren, who are 7 months and 5. And I think the 5-year-old would find it a lot of fun if we tried, even just for 10 minutes, to communicate without speaking. I think that would be a fun game for her and I to do.
Okay.
So you'd have to do sign language and play acting, and it's just an idea for a game. And we're going to be on the aeroplane for a long time. So I'm just thinking we could have a bit of a game that we're not allowed to speak. But so if she wants me to read a story or something, she has to ask me, and then I can show the pictures, but we can't speak. I think that would be a fun game.
Yeah, but again, it's just for a short time. But what about for a week?
For a whole week, yes.
For a whole week.
I have been on retreats. Do you know what a retreat is?
I think, it's...
like a religious retreat.
But it's better if you explain,
It's like a religious retreat where you can't speak during the day, and maybe you're allowed to speak for an hour in the evening or something like that. I have been on things like that. I went to India once to a yoga retreat with my yoga teacher from England. A group of us went, and we had days of silence, meals in silence, but with other people. It's quite strange, really. Yeah.
And how you feel in that moment? It's hard for you, or
how did I feel? How did you feel? I think it was because everybody was doing it, and we were there for a week. You just got used to it. But I live here alone, and sometimes I speak to myself. You know, when you have meals a lot on your own, they go very quickly, because when you're eating and you're talking, so you eat a bit and then you talk, you know, and you listen and things. But when you're on your own, you just eat.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do actually have a conversation with myself to slow it down.
It's like we usually do conversations in our mind, but
Yes. Sometimes I voice them. Sometimes, occasionally I voice them, and I sometimes talk to, if I go upstairs to fetch something, and I get to the top and think, what was I supposed to fetch? And I've forgotten.
What is fetch? Sorry.
Fetch, go and get. I go upstairs to get a book or a jumper, and then I come down. But sometimes I forget. This happens when you get older. You get to the top and you think, what did I come up here for? So sometimes I talk to myself then. You say, silly Alison, what have you forgotten? And then I have to come downstairs again, go back to where I was before and repeat. And then sometimes I remember, because then I can go up again. Oh, yes, I was going for my book. And then, you remember.
I think it's not only when you're getting older. Many people with ADHD always just distract with something and...
what was the...
distract.
Destroy. No, distract.
Yeah, when something else take your...
Distract.
Distract.
Not destruct is to break. Distract.
Distract.
Yes.
Yeah.
They get distracted.
Yeah, they get distracted.
Yes.
That's correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And they completely forget
the previous
task.
Yes. Yes, I do that too. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's enough for today.
I think that's enough. Good.
And
we hope you've enjoyed it. And if there are things that you can't live without, it'd be fun to put it in the comments. We're always interested to hear your ideas and how this affects you that we're doing. So join in. Come and join in.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.